Have you ever wondered why so many people spend years learning English but still feel nervous, shy, or even afraid to speak? Maybe that sounds familiar. You study grammar, you memorize vocabulary, you watch countless videos, but then, when it's time to have a real conversation, nothing comes out. It's frustrating, right? And even worse, you start to wonder, will I ever really feel confident in English? But here's the truth. Learning English doesn't have to take years of trial and error. What if I told you that in the next few minutes, I can give you the secrets that can save you time, help you avoid the biggest mistakes learners make, and finally put you on the fast track to speaking English with confidence? Hello, my friends. It's Kevin, and welcome to the Slow English Podcast. This is the place where I help you speak English more confidently, step by step, without stress. And today, I'm going to share with you some practical tips you can start using right away. These are the same strategies that help thousands of learners move from struggling and stuck to speaking English naturally. But before we dive in, let me ask you something. Why is it that some people succeed when they learn a new skill, like art or music or even another language, while others give up halfway? What's the difference between success and failure? And more importantly, how can you use that knowledge to finally become a confident English speaker? Stay with me, because by the end of this episode, you'll know exactly how to stop wasting time and how to start learning English effectively. So today, I want to share 5 powerful things with you. They come from 2 places. First, from real linguistic research, and second, from my own experience as a learner and a teacher. Maybe they connect with your experience too. Think of this as a mix of science and personal stories, so you get the best of both worlds. I'll tell you about 5 things that really work, and also the opposite, the things that don't work. If you follow them, you'll be one step closer to becoming a confident English speaker. All right, are you ready? Let's dive in. Number 1. To learn English effectively and build real confidence, you must be focused. In English, there's a useful expression, keep your eyes on the prize. The prize means your goal, something you really want. Imagine you are running a race. At the end of the race, there is a prize waiting for you. If you look left or right, you lose speed. But if you keep your eyes on the prize, you stay focused on what really matters. It's the same with English. You need to block out distractions. Don't look in many directions. Just focus on your English practice. Because if you don't keep your eyes on the prize, what happens? You get distracted. You tell yourself you're studying, but really, you're scrolling, multitasking, or jumping between too many resources. And then your progress slows down. So, tip number 1, keep your eyes on the prize. Stay focused. That's the first step toward confidence. Let me share my own experience. A few years ago, I tried to learn Spanish. I studied for about 5 months. I also had Spanish friends. In those months, I slowly picked up phrases that helped me in daily life. I could manage simple things like ordering coffee, shopping, or asking in a restaurant. That progress gave me confidence. But then something happened. I went back home. For the first week or 2, I still practiced. But after that, I stopped. Why? Because I was busy. I told myself I didn't have time. And the truth is, I wasn't focused. Learning Spanish was not a priority, and that was a big lesson for me. You must make your learning a priority. If you don't, something else will always come up. You'll say, "Oh, I have this and that, and I just don't have time." Here's the most important thing I learned. Never say, "I don't have time." Because when you say that, what you really mean is, "I choose not to do this." Think about it. You always have time. You're not going to stop breathing for an hour. You'll just do something else. So the truth is, you choose not to study. After I understood this, I changed my thinking. Whenever I wanted to say, "I don't have time," I stopped. I told myself, "No, I choose not to do it." And that's the reality. It's always a choice. So be clear. Make English a priority. Decide, "I choose to study," or "I choose not to study." But remember, it's always your choice. Number 2, stay consistent. Being consistent means to keep going and not give up. Learning English is like running a marathon. It takes time. You can't expect to be fluent overnight. You need to keep practicing, step by step. It's the same with other skills. Learning a language, art, music, they all take time. The key is to keep going, even when it's hard. That's what staying consistent is all about. Here's a trick. If you enjoy your study, it becomes easier to stay consistent. When you like what you're doing, you naturally keep going. So find materials that you enjoy. Watch videos you like. Read things that interest you, or listen to podcasts that are fun. When learning feels enjoyable, consistency comes naturally, and that will help you improve much faster. Number 3, find your motivation and feed it. Motivation is like a plant. If you don't give it water, what happens? The plant dies. And your motivation is the same. If you don't feed it, it will slowly disappear. So, how do you feed your motivation? The best thing you can do is to remind yourself of your why. Ask yourself, why am I learning English? Maybe it's because you want to travel and speak to new people. Maybe it's because you're preparing for IELTS. But remember, your real goal is not IELTS. The real goal is what comes after. For example, I want to study abroad, or I want to work and live in another country, or maybe I want to give my family a better life. That's your why. That's your motivation. And here's another trick. Reward yourself. When you reach a goal, or even a small step toward it, celebrate. Tell yourself, "Great, I did it." Maybe you studied every day for a month. Maybe you finally learned to talk about a new topic. That's progress. So reward yourself. Go to the cinema. Buy yourself a book. Do something small that makes you happy. This will keep your motivation alive. Just like watering a plant, you are feeding your motivation. And when your motivation grows, your English will grow too. Number 4, small steps, big results. This is very important. Having a big goal is great. It gives you direction. But if you only think about the big goal, it can feel overwhelming. That's why you need small steps. Step by step, you can move closer to your goal. Think about learning English like building a house. You can't build it all at once. First, you lay the foundation. Then, you build the walls. Then the roof. And finally, you decorate it. One step at a time, and eventually, the house is finished. Here's another example. Imagine you want to run a half marathon. You wouldn't start by running 21 kilometers on the first day. You'd start small, maybe 2 kilometers, then 4, then 6. Little by little, your body and mind get ready, and soon you can run the whole distance. It's the same with English. Let's say your big goal is to speak fluently. Don't try to speak perfectly from day one. First, focus on basic conversations. Then, practice talking about your hobbies. Next, try longer discussions with friends. Step by step, you'll get closer to fluency. The small steps also help you stay in the present moment. If you only think about the big goal, it can feel too big, too stressful, and you might get lost in your thoughts. Small steps keep you focused on what you can do today, right now. So remember, small steps, big results. Plan your steps, celebrate little achievements, and you'll move forward without feeling overwhelmed. Number 5. Learn by doing. This is very important. One big mistake many learners make is studying too much without practicing. I've seen this with myself too. When I started learning guitar, I spent a lot of time reading music books, learning chords, and watching tutorials. But I wasn't playing enough. I wasn't practicing songs or making music on my own. And the result? Progress was slow. I wasn't getting better as fast as I wanted. The lesson is simple. Practice as much as you study. If you're learning English, don't just read books or watch videos. Try to speak out loud. Make your own sentences. Write short texts. Use what you've learned immediately. You can practice in many ways. Talk with native friends online. Speak to yourself at home. Describe what you're doing. Record yourself speaking about a topic. So remember, learn by doing. The more you practice while you study, the faster you'll improve. And that's how you become a confident English speaker. And there you have it. 5 powerful tips to help you learn English more effectively. Keep your eyes on the prize. Stay focused. Stay consistent. Practice step by step. Find your motivation and feed it. Remember your why. Small steps, big results. Break your big goals into manageable steps. Learn by doing. Practice actively as you study. Remember, learning English is a journey, not a race. Celebrate every small victory and enjoy each step along the way. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep going. Make English a priority and use it in real life. Every time you speak, write, or listen, you're improving, and confidence will grow naturally. So take these tips, try them out, and let yourself enjoy the process. You've got this. Thanks for listening to the Slow English Podcast. If you liked this episode, don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share. And remember, you are capable of speaking English confidently, one step at a time.